So I'm going to show you guys how to make some perfect basmati rice or white rice. I've seen lots of attempts and people's videos on how they cook rice, and everybody's got lots of different opinions, but I wanted to show you the way I do it, which after speaking to some people, it's quite the norm, I think, particularly in an Indian traditional household. So yeah, I just wanted to show you what I do. So first things first, I've got a strainer. I've got a bowl. You could use a pan, doesn't matter what it is. And I've got a cup of rice. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash the rice, and it's very important that you wash the rice and you get the water coming from it nice and clear. So I'll show you what I mean first. So give the rice a nice wash. Now, usually I just do this straight in the bowl, but the reason I'm using the strainer is so I can show you after a very quick wash. Look how mucky that water looks like. That is starch. You don't want that. Yeah, you want to get to a period where when you wash your water like that, wash your rice like that, you want the water to be see-through and colourless. So, see that? Now you've seen the starch, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the rice in that bowl and I'm going to clean it like this, and I'll show you how. So I put water in, as such, cloudy still. I'm just going to give the rice a bit of a clean. You've got to do this several times, guys. You want your water to be clear, and I promise you you'll have a much better result in terms of your rice. You can obviously do it in batches if you want. You can obviously do a lot more than just this using this amount, and the golden rule is if you're using a cup of rice, you double the amount of water you need when it comes to cooking it on the hob, which I'll show you in a sec. So giving that a quick wash, I'm then going to just use this again. Again, you don't have to use this, you can just drain it out on the side using your hands, which I'll show you in a sec. So the traditional method is just doing this. So that water's looking slightly clearer, but still not where we want it to be. So the traditional way is just to do this. Get the water out with your hands like that, if you don't have a strainer, and just do it over and over until it's nicely clear water. So again, that's a little bit better than before, but not where we want it. So keep repeating that until it's clear. So I've washed it about 5 or 6 times, just to show you. Bring some water in. So you see the water there? Not totally see-through, as in colourless, but almost there. So I'm going to wash it probably another 3 or 4 times, and then that's nicely clean, guys. You could leave it at that, but I always do it a bit extra. I always find a much better result doing it in this manner. So a few more washes, and then be ready to cook. So we've washed the rice. I've got a little pan here over very, very little heat. So what I've done is I boiled the kettle. So I always use boiling water. I don't use tap water or cold water. I find better results with boiling hot water. So first thing I'm going to do is move the rice, washed rice, into the pan as such. That should come out nicely. If there's any bits stuck in the side, just get them out by hand. Don't waste anything. There we go. So once that's been done, I then need to add some water. So the rule of the thumb is to 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. 2 cups of rice, then you double the water. So it's really easy, guys. It's not hard. Yeah. So bear in mind, I'm only doing 1 cup of rice I need 2 cups of water. Of course, if you're doing 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. It's pretty easy. But 1 cup of rice is quite a lot, guys. So I'm then going to use my boiled water. Pour that into a cup. There we go. And there's 1. And 2. There's about 1 centimetre from the top of the cup, so it's not full to the brim. So that's been put on there. Let's get rid of this kettle, and then we put the lid on, and we be patient. So I'll just move this angle so you can see there. Be patient. That needs to stay on for about 10 to 12 minutes. You can see the water at the top of the rice. Don't open it, just leave it. There's a little hole at the top for the steam to escape. Once the steam has escaped, I'm then going to turn the heat off and let it sit again with the lid on. And then at the end of it, we'll have perfect rice. About 5 minutes have passed, and you can see the water is bubbling away. See if I can show you. Hard to see, but with the steam. But it should be like that. So don't worry, it's not going to go over. If you start seeing water coming out the sides or a considerable amount of steam, you've probably got it on too high of a heat. So really nice low heat, guys. Another 2 minutes have passed, guys. A bit of a close-up. You can see lots of bubbling happening, and if you look very carefully, you can, hard to see on the camera, but the water is dissipating and evaporating. So from my hole at the top, I don't know if you can see it, the steam is escaping. So yeah, so another 5 or so minutes, I reckon. But again, every cook's different. You can't do this by a stop clock, or stopwatch rather. You've just got to have a good watch on it. So once that water has just about disappeared, we're going to turn the heat off and just let it sit there. And once it's sat, it'll be ready to serve. Another 2 minutes have passed, and you can see that our bubbling has calmed down. A lot of the water from the top has disappeared. You can see these almost craters forming in the rice, which is good. That's what you want. So just a few more minutes and the rice will be ready to rest. Yeah, about 12-13 minutes have passed, and hopefully you can see it's calmed down quite a bit. No bubbles popping out. There's a little bit of steam popping out the top. So that should be good to turn off now, and then I'm going to just let it sit there, and then once that's been sat, we'll take the lid off, we'll have a taste, and we'll make sure there's no water at the bottom, and hopefully it should be complete. So I'm just going to turn the gas off. There we go, and that's about 10 minutes leaving it like that, just to steam, and hopefully that should now become nice and fluffy. 10 minutes have just passed, guys, so we're gonna have a look. Oh yeah, lots of steam coming out, and yeah, nice and fluffy rice. So lots of people use turmeric to colour it. You can fry some cumin seeds and add that and mix that in. You can add some peas to it. You know, you can add whatever you want to your rice. I'm going to have mine plain with probably a bit of coriander on top. So that's ready to serve. So that's how you make the perfect basmati rice, guys. Not difficult, easy technique, guaranteed results every time if you know what you're doing. Hopefully that helps. So hopefully that helped. Of course, you can do the same method with brown rice. Difference with brown rice is it takes a lot longer to cook. So, you know, 12 minutes almost turns double. But hopefully that helps. Thanks for watching. As ever, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you use the cooking method, please share it with friends or family. And if you've got Instagram, please find me on there, Cooking with Rishi, or my Facebook page, Cooking with Rishi as well. Hopefully see you soon.